Hi everyone, and welcome to Limber Arts, and specifically to Functional Strength and Pilates. This is a group class format that I've been developing really over the last number of years, but it's a combination of functional movement patterns combined with personal training techniques and Pilates. So this specific kind of 25-minute flow is a little bit more gentle, and then I'm going to load up another video that's a little bit more fast-paced, so you can get a taste for the class and see how it feels. So for this class, we're just going to use a resistance band. So if you happen to have a resistance band, you might grab it. If you don't have one, you don't need it. You can do that without it, but you might want that if you have it. But we're just going to start laying down on our backs. So I'm going to swivel around here. And we're going to start with the knees pulled in towards each other, the heels a little bit turned out so that it's just really comfortable for the legs and the hips. And then your fingertips are going to come onto your rib cage, kind of top of your sternum region. The elbows can rest on the floor, the eyes can soften, and we're just taking a couple deep, full breaths. All right, so kind of letting go of all the distractions, making sure you're in a spot where you're ready to move, ready to breathe, ready to actually take some time for yourself here. Now, as you settle in, see if you can bring your attention into your jaw, the muscles of your face, the tongue, and the back of the throat. Deep, full breathing with a relaxed jaw, a relaxed tongue, and softness in the eyes. Now, to add on to this, keeping that sense of relaxation, we're going to take an inhale with the lips sealed, so breathing in through the nostrils. And then when you exhale, we're going to open the mouth and breathe out through the mouth. Nice full breath in. Open your mouth and fog up a big mirror, big HA sound. Seal your lips together at the bottom and take a nice deep full breath in. Opening your mouth, big exhale. And we'll do a few more like that. Now, as you exhale, see if you can feel the rib cage sink underneath your hands, as if the sternum and ribs are going to come closer towards the floor and almost like they're going to come in towards each other. Jaw relaxed, neck relaxed. Okay, so we're going to add on to that, but we're going to keep a sense of relaxation and breath. The feet can come to hip distance apart, the arms can just be by your sides. And we're starting with a round of bridges. So a nice full breath in, and with your exhale, we're going to tuck the tail. We'll keep some of that abdominal support. And we're just lifting the hips up into a little bit of a bridge, but not too high. As you roll back down, we're drawing the pelvis towards the heels, towards the feet energetically. Nice relaxing breath in at the bottom, and exhale to go again. Pausing at the top for a nice breath in, and exhale, drawing the pelvis towards the feet, using the back of those hamstrings, and relaxing at the bottom. 3 more just like this, my friends. Exhale. exhale as you roll back down. Now we're just going to do a simple add-on. So we're going to do one more bridge, but we're going to hold it at the top. So with your exhale, tuck the tail, coming into that imprint shape of the low back. And then we're lifting up into the bridge. So hold your bridge at the top. Now from here, I'm going to drop one side of the pelvis down. So kind of dropping the left hip down just a little bit towards the floor. And then with my exhale, I tuck the tail, I scoop my belly muscles, and then lift back up to level. Dropping the right side down with a nice breath in. Exhale, tuck the tail, and lift the right hip back up. Back and forth like that. Left side drops, exhale to lift. Right side drops, exhale to lift. And let's do 3 more each way. A little scoop in the belly, which means the front of the abdominals get a little tighter. Front of the hips, front of the ribs get a little closer as you lift back up to level. Dropping down on the right side. Exhale, lift, and 1 more each way here. Exhale as you come back up. And finishing one with the right side. Pausing at the top once you're even, and then exhale as you roll right back down. Really nice. I'm just rolling to the side and making my way up. I'm going to come around into a child's pose here. So I'm going to bring my big toes together, the knees a little bit apart, and I'm just walking my hands forward. Rest your head on the ground, and let's take a few moments here to breathe. Feel now how the ribs expand out to the sides, right to left as you breathe. And you can encourage that to happen. So encouraging the rib cage and the space between each rib to start to move a little bit more. Really super foundational to having good movement mechanics and having good health, really, is for our lungs to expand and our ribs to expand with it. I'm just walking my arm over towards the left now, so you can lift your head and scoot your right arm over towards the left a little bit. I'm going to make a fist with the right hand. So pinky down towards the floor, thumb facing up towards the ceiling like you're hitchhiking. Now, lift your hips a little bit, scooch that right arm a little further up and over towards your left. I'm going to push down to the ground like I'm anchoring my right fist, and then I engage my abdominals, a little tuck of the tail, and I'm slowly pulling back onto the heels. So you're going to traction out that whole right side of your spine. Let's do that just 2 more times. Little lift of the hips, a little pin of the right fist into the ground, and with your exhale, you're engaging your abdominals and pulling back to sit on the heels. Last one, really find the stretch for you here, feeling into the side of your waistline, ribs, and maybe even all the way into the low back. Really nice. Cool. I'm just coming up and switching sides. So my right forearm is kind of resting down. Left hand makes a fist, and I'm taking that left arm kind of up and over towards the right now. Just off to the side of your mat. Hips are a little lifted, belly is a little bit lifted and engaged. And exhale as you pull back, sitting on the heels and stretching into that left side body. 2 more, little lift. Exhale as you pull the belly in and pull the hips back. And that should feel nice and good on the side of the rib cage, side of the waistline. Last one here. Exhale as you pull the hips back. And release, and go ahead and come on up. Okay, so from here we're going to come into hands and knees. And this one often can be a little challenging for folks, so feel free to either sit all the way back on your heels and walk your hands closer towards your knees, or tuck your toes and be like a little bit in between those two. Basically, you're choosing how much weight to put onto your hands and wrists here. So this is a little bit of a wrist and upper body warm-up now. So if you can, on the hands and knees, we're going to start with a little scapula shrug. So I'm just going to move from the scapula, which is also known as your shoulder blades, kind of right where your shoulder socket connects into your upper back. And I'm just doing a little bit of this drop of the chest towards the floor and So again, you might choose to kind of sit back on the heels so there's a little less weight in the wrists. If that's going well, see if you can go double time. Lift, 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 lift. And let's go for another 8 or so like that. And let's go for 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Okay, maybe a little shake out of the wrists. Kind of a nice warm up for the upper body, just kind of something quick. Okay, same idea. So I'm going to come back to my hands and knees, toes are tucked. You can do this on your forearms if the wrists are a little sensitive. Now, find that activation, shoulders stable, pushing the floor away, neck getting long, and the weight coming forward over your fingertips just a little bit. Almost like you could lift the base of the wrist, so feel a little bit of that energy as if you could lift right where the wrist meets the forearm. Now, you're not going to, but just to activate your hands. Okay, so the toes are tucked, and take a nice breath in. With your exhale, lift the low core slightly, and then we're just hovering the knees off the ground. Here you go, my friends. We're taking a few deep breaths here, just holding this position. Inhale through the side ribs. Exhale to lift the low belly. Jaw relax. Remember the breathing exercise that we started with. And maybe one more whole breath. Exhale. And set your knees down. Again, maybe a little shake out of the hands. Okay, now I'm going to come down to forearms and I'm going to walk the knees back. So if you come down onto your elbows, forearms, you can interlace your hands if that feels good. And I'm lowering the hips here. So in this position now, you're going to try to find that same kind of tuck of the tail, scoop of the low belly, but my knees are back enough, my feet are relaxed, so that really this is actually going to isolate just your core. The legs aren't really doing that much. Arms are doing a little, but not too much either. And let's take a few deep breaths here. Each time you inhale, try to breathe into the side ribs, back ribs, but not into the front of the belly too much. The belly keeps lifting up away from the floor. And then we're just going to walk back into a child's pose. And take a little moment there. Okay, repeat. Let's do the same thing. So one more time into your forearm and knee plank. Hands can be interlaced. Scooching the knees back a little bit. Now find your alignment here. So you have the shoulders right on top of the elbows, not too far forward with the shoulders. So that's kind of something I see quite frequently. Lift the low belly, tuck the tail, almost now as if you're going to try to slide your hands away from your knees. Imagine that you're going to push your hands towards the front of your mat. Lift the low belly, couple more breaths like that. Almost like I'm starting to slide a little bit, right? My knees a little bit are sliding away from my elbows, but I'm lifting the low belly. Okay, go ahead and walk your knees in to take a little rest. Little child's pose, just for a moment. Cool. Okay, we have one more, last one. A little bit different. We were pushing on the last one, and now we're going to pull. So one more elbow and knee plank, just like we've been doing the last few. Forearms are down, shoulders are right over your elbows, and here we are. Okay, so now I find that long line through the body, my low belly's a little lifted, and now I'm going to try to pull my elbows towards my knees without too much rounding in the upper back. Just feel it as a core exercise. Breathe through the side ribs. Pull those knees in. I'm shaking a tiny bit. I am. It's true. You can rest when you need to. Last one. And go ahead and push back and take a little rest. Okay. Coming up from here, and we're going to grab this resistance band. Okay? So you can do this without the resistance band if you don't have it. I'm just doubling it here and finding the middle. And I'm going to put my left foot around the middle of that band. And I'm pulling the band up towards the toes enough, it's almost covering my toes, so that when I push with my foot, I can really feel the ball of the foot here. That's an important spot to feel. So once I've got that, I'm going to bring my shins to the front edge of my mat, and the band just right in between my knees here. And just scooching down a little bit. I'm going to lay all the way down on the right arm. You can use your right arm as a pillow. You can add a pillow or use a towel, whatever you need for your shoulders. And then you're looking to see and feel that your legs are in this kind of 90-degree angle, right? So I'm using the front edge of the mat to feel that your shins are at the front edge and that your thighs are perpendicular to that. Okay, so my top hand, left hand's going to hold the band, palm facing in towards you. And I'm just going to make sure I have a good, nice amount of resistance on that band and then punch down into the floor. So with this punch now, this upper arm has a little bit of a job to do. From there, I'm going to hover my top leg and exhale, push out to a nice long straight leg there, and inhale to bend back in. Exhale as you push, and inhale as you bend. And exhale. Now we're going to do a round of 8 like these. You can flex your foot as you come in and point through the foot as you press out. 4 more. And pointing, really feel that movement from your ankle. So the ankle flexes and then the ankle points. The whole time you're keeping a little bit of contact on that big toe mound, pinky toe mound. Last one here, I'm pushing out into a straight leg, pressing the ball of the foot into the band, and now hold it here with a nice long straight leg. Nice, everyone. We're coming into circles, so small little circles with that top leg. Think about as if you were standing on your left leg. If you were standing up tall and balancing on one leg, right? And you're trying to circle your leg around that position. So not too far in front of you, but a little bit back behind you. Switch the direction. Couple more circles here. We're going kind of 8 in each direction. Taking your time, going slow, and keeping the waist nice and long as best you can. So there's a sense of length and height through the whole body. Cool. And go ahead and bring that leg in. And just a little kind of teaser with that band. Oftentimes we do a bit more, but just a little impression of that. And now, make sure you've got a little bit of space behind you. So if you need to, you might scoot forward. Now I'm going to float this top leg just like we had previously. I'm going to bend my arm. I call this one side sprinting. Imagine you're running and you're driving your elbow back as the knee comes forward. And then I'm going to push out through that left leg as I reach this arm forward. And then bend again. Inhale. Exhale, push. And inhale to bend. And exhale to press. And inhale to bend. And let's do maybe another 4 just like that. See if you can feel into that top foot now. Pushing through the ball of the foot as if you're pushing that floor away behind you as you pretend to run here. Good. It's nice and stable and low impact, but we are building strength in the hips and the legs. Let's hold now with this left leg kind of reaching back. Your left arm's reaching in front of you, top arm. We call this a little bit of an arabesque or an arabesque position with this kind of same side arm and leg reaching forward and back. Now from here, your left leg is going to get dragged behind you as if someone's tugging on it, and it's going to just roll you onto your back. The left arm comes slowly overhead and you just roll onto your back. So now this is a little bit more about functional flexibility, if you will, and fascial connections. So you're reaching that left arm back around, and you're going to lift your head and you're going to reach, and let that roll you all the way back into your arabesque. Bend your elbow, bend your knee. Here we are sprinting again. Exhale as you reach, and then we're rolling onto the back. That left leg leads the way, and like a domino effect, you roll all the way onto your back. Left arm leads the way across the chest, and you're feeling the arm, the upper back, the low back. Feel that sequential movement. Notice if you can. Sometimes it gets a little sticky in the middle of that, and that's what we're working to create a little more flow through your muscles, through your tissues. Exhale as you reach back across, rolling back onto your side there. Find that position. Now, from here, I'm going to set the left hand down on the floor, just kind of close to my chest, a little bit of a kickstand. The belly is kind of rolling forward a little bit as it draws in, so there's a little bit of kind of this facing towards the ground position. That left leg is going to kick up and back behind you. So I call these little booty pulses, right? Just a little extra kind of cherry on top. Press back behind you and back behind you. The belly is drawing in the whole time. And let's just go for 4 more like this. Last 3, 2, and last 1. Take a little rest. If you need it, you can pound your outer hip a little. Now from here, I'm going to take just the left hand onto the left shoulder. I'm going to roll back, kind of like we did before, and let my head rest onto the ground. And then exhale as you come forward. Take your elbow all the way to the floor and get a little twist. And we're just doing 2 more like that. Just a nice relaxing twist. A little more focus on the upper body now. A little more simple of a movement than that last one. Last one, inhale to twist back. And exhale, using some abdominal support as that left elbow comes all the way towards the floor there. And then go ahead and release. And just coming all the way up, swinging the legs around, and starting with the band on the other side. So grab your band, find the middle of it. Sometimes that's easier than others. And the right foot is stepping into it now. Again, make sure it's kind of up high enough that you can press the balls of the kind of the front pads of the feet into the band there. And then you can lay all the way down now on your left side. Remember, we're using the front edge of the mat here as a little bit of a measuring stick, if you will. Okay, so make sure you have the same amount of resistance. And take your time to set it up. This can be a little bit of a stretch for the bottom shoulder, so that's not a bad thing if that feels okay. Right? Finding a little stretch, using a pillow if you need it. And I'm pulling with my top hand and pushing down into the floor. So a little bit of strength for that right shoulder. Hover your top leg, flex your foot, and now I'm pressing out to a nice long straight leg. Inhale as you flex and come forward. Exhale as you push, point through the ankle. And inhale as you come forward. And let's do maybe 8 like that. And slightly adjusting my band. Exhale to push. Inhale to bend. And exhale to press. Now, pretend like your foot is actually pushing the floor away. Use that to kind of wake up your body awareness in your feet, which is going to transfer all the way up through the rest of your body with how your body functions, how your muscles work together. And this next one's a hold. So we're going to straighten the leg and keep it straight. Pretend like you're standing nice and tall on that right leg. And from that point, we're going to circle back, up, forward, and down. So circling around that point. Nice, everyone. Really good. 4 more in this direction. Last 3 and 2. Keep persisting with that top arm. And we're switching and going the other way. And total of 8 in each direction. Bottom legs just relaxed. Really nice, everyone. Last 4 here. And 3. Last 2. And last 1. Okay, go ahead and bend your knee and take the band and set it off to the side. And now we're pulling both knees up towards the chest. We're floating the top leg, flexing that top foot and driving your right elbow back. So top elbow pulling back like you're kind of frozen in this moment of sprinting. And then you're going to kick through that top leg as the top arm reaches forward and inhale to bend back again. Just 5. Exhale, reach. Inhale, bend. This is a little bit more about timing than it is really a lot about strength. So just a few more. And in last one, exhale, we reach long, hold. Right leg is straight, right arm is reaching forward. Feel the counterbalance. Pulling back with the leg, pulling forward with the arm. Now that right foot's going to lead the way. It's going to drag you back onto your back. The right arm comes overhead, around. You land on your back, and now this right arm's going to reach across. And you're looking for a fluid, connected, kind of domino effect, rolling through the spine to just land back on your side. Really nice. It can take a few to get the movement, so feel free to take your time, watch a few, and then try a few if you need it. The right arm pulls across to bring you back onto your side there. Notice if there's a little speed bump or a little hiccup. Bending the knee, bending the elbow. Exhales, you reach. Inhales, you roll back. Right arm leads the way as you exhale, coming back onto your side. And then let's do one more. Exhale to straighten. Inhale to roll back. Exhale to reach across. And bend. And, excuse me, I almost forgot. We're taking that right leg long and straight behind you. Right hip keeps pressing forward. Right hand can be a little kickstand. And here is your little booty pulse. Exhale, press up and back. Up and back. Just a little extra icing on the cake, if you will. Try not to wobble or move through your waistline or torso. And let's just go for 4 more of these. Here's 3, 2, and last one. Go ahead and come all the way in. Both knees rest. You can give it a little tappy tap if it needs it. Right hand can come onto your shoulder now. And I'm letting my head rest onto the floor. Sometimes you need a pillow. And then the right elbow's coming forward and down as you exhale. Inhale as you roll back. And exhale as you roll forward. And we're just doing one more. It can be a nice stretch actually for the bottom shoulder. So feel that for yourself if that's feeling nice. Exhale to close. And then go ahead and pause. That right hand can push into the floor to help you all the way up. And let's just finish here in a simple cross-legged position. You can wrap your hands around the knees and sit nice and tall. So I'm kind of pulling up on the skin of my knees, using that just to feel the posture. Close your eyes and take a few moments to simply breathe. Congratulate yourself on taking a moment for self-care, for movement, and for breath. And thanks everyone. That's a little peek into functional strength and Pilates.